guys, I'm back, and today's video is the much anticipated barefoot video. It's been my most requested video since I did the first one back in the summer, and I did promise that I would do one in December. It is now December, so here goes. So I've been barefooting since about the start of July, and it started as a bit of an experiment 5 months ago to see if it helped my Raynaud's syndrome. That was some part of the curiosity. Also to see how it affected my dorsiflexion in the squat, and it's definitely made a difference on my Raynaud's syndrome, which is where it's an autoimmune issue where the blood doesn't quite get to the fingers and toes when they get really cold or when you get stressed. The blood cuts off and they go completely white and numb, and eventually the sensation and the blood does go back, but it looks really freaky. And I've definitely noticed an improvement in how warm my feet are. I've barely had any issues with it. It has been fairly mild this winter, but even in the coldest naps when I've been at work, I haven't been in pain. My toes haven't gone completely numb. Yes, at times they've gone a bit cold, and when I'm at work I do wear barefoot shoes. I wear Vivo barefoots. They're the Kana ones. So these are the shoes I wear when I'm at work. As you can see, they're Vivo. They have quite a wide toe box, although I personally prefer a little bit more here. They've got elastic laces, which I think is a really cool feature. Very flat soles, very thin, very bendy. These are the vegan ones, and they're made out of recycled bottles, which I think, hey, that's really cool. They are pretty comfortable. My only issue is they're slightly tight here. Notice a little bit of pressure on the edges of my feet, so on the widest point of my feet. But otherwise, I don't get any pain when I'm at work, because I was wearing hiking boots for a while, and I found at the end of the day my feet were very sore. You know when you've been on them for too long and your feet ache, the blood's pooled? It was like that, but barefoot I don't get that issue, and in these barefoot shoes I don't get the issue either. I also found my arches felt really tight. My toes, when I took the boots off, my toes were crushed up. They just weren't very comfortable. So I'm not barefoot 100% of the time. I'm barefoot as much as I physically can be when I'm at work, and when I'm out on the yard with the horses. I have things on my feet, so when I'm on the yard I usually have wellies or long boots. When I'm at work I'll wear my barefoot, my Vivos, which are fab. The rest of the time I try and be barefoot. I haven't really experienced much in the way of frost, but it has been a little bit painful, so I kind of just, usually if I'm waiting for my car to defrost, kind of walk up and down on the frost to kind of just get a bit of cold therapy and work the muscles and the blood vessels in my feet to get them just to work a bit harder. Now on the squat front, I haven't really noticed a huge difference. I do a lot of dorsiflexion work anyway, but I do find I'm more aware of where my feet are on the floor, so I feel like I've created a better grip on the floor. I can get a better toe spread. I can understand how my feet are pressing against the floor differently. I kind of grip the floor better, and it does feel like I've got a more stable base. So to answer the question, do I go barefoot everywhere? Pretty much. I've been on planes, I've been on trains. I haven't been on buses because I don't tend to use them a lot. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I go into restaurants. I went into a bar, but I had flip-flops on because bars are dangerous. There's a lot of glass on the floor. Drunks are idiots. We all know this. So I'll go into restaurants, I go to cafes. I was barefoot part of the time while I was in Portugal. Did get a lot of looks. People weren't exactly polite about barefooting in rural Portugal. A few people were taking sneaky pictures. Some people laughed about it, others didn't even look at me. A lot of people pointed and laughed. And after a while I just kind of got used to it and just went, fine, this is who I am. I go as many places as I physically can barefoot. I've even been in warehouses to pick up horse feed. Another question was, do like sharp rocks and like rough surfaces still hurt? They do to an extent. I can walk on most pavements quite well, but you do get some that's like quite pitted pavement, which is a little bit uncomfortable. I can't go quite as fast. Gravel, I will put a little video. Gravel's not too bad, but it's still uncomfortable. I couldn't move at speed, although you saw the running was very shuffly. It was a little bit uncomfortable. but it's not as painful as it used to be. Small stones still kind of catch on my feet and they go, oh, that hurts. I've had a tiny piece of glass that went into my foot, but it was like the tiniest little bit and it was still poking out. I went, oh, what's that? And pulled it out, didn't hurt. My feet have become quite fleshy underneath, so there's like a fatty layer along the bottom of the foot, in particular the heel. I'll show you guys what my feet look like towards the end of the video. So yes, rocky surfaces are still a bit unpleasant. Maybe it's because I'm not barefooting and walking as much as other people might. Maybe with a bit more work my feet would adapt better, but generally I'm nowhere near as sensitive as I used to be. Do people stare? Yes, continuously. I get the odd comments where people are quite rude, and I have been nice, but it's sometimes very hard not to snap back at them and tell them to mind their own damn business. Time people say, where are your shoes? Why aren't you wearing shoes? Don't your feet get cold because of the time of year? And usually my response is, I do it because it's good for my Raynaud's and it's good for the circulation, and if I can be bothered to go into conversation, I'll explain all the other benefits of barefooting. But generally I just say it's for my Raynaud's because it skips over the conversation because they get it a lot. And after a while, it just gets really annoying. How I deal with the stares? Usually, most days I just ignore them. I just ignore people. Every now and again I'll glare at someone who's staring a bit too long or being a bit too rude, or if I'm in a really bad mood, because I'm human and we have bad moods. So yes, people stare. You just learn to put up with it. Learn to be the weirdo in the crowd. I've got friends who now know me as the one who doesn't wear any shoes. Someone refers to me as Shoeless Emma, and I'm wearing that badge with pride because I'm a bit of a weirdo and I'm okay with it because I'm enjoying it. My feet feel great. Now, a bit of an odd question, do my feet get dirty? Of course they do. They're gonna get filthy when you're walking around barefoot, but I mean, look at the bottom of your shoes. They're gonna end up grubby, but don't bother, just scrub them off in the shower later. And the final question, do you barefoot in winter? So far, so good. I'm doing it as long as I can. If we have snow, who knows? We'll see. Keep an eye on the Instagram, because if it does snow, you will definitely see something on there. So I'm just kind of, again, playing it by ear, because it's been fairly mild. We've only had a few frosts, but at the moment it's about 6-7 degrees. It's not super cold, that's in Celsius. It's not super cold, so it's not terrible. So, here are my naked feet. Change-wise, they've gotten stronger. They're fleshier across here, and as you can see, the soles, they're obviously filthy because I'm on the garden, but they're fleshier. Ooh, watch the balance. They're a lot fleshier than they used to be. As you can see, the heel is a lot more padded, and this feels wider. There's more muscle here, so I notice when I do my dorsiflexion exercises, this muscle pops out a lot more. There's a lot more support. There's more softness here. My toes spread out more. My little toes still don't want to. As you can see, they kind of come in a lot more, but the toes are far straighter. So again, the same on this foot. You can see it's softer. The feet are wider. They feel like they've broadened a lot, but I can spread the toes a lot more. I'm really comfortable now, and I feel like I've got quite good dexterity, fairly good dorsiflexion in them, so the ankles want to move a lot more, and they just generally feel good. They feel free, the circulation's great, and shoes, after a while, I just get a bit sick of them because they just feel too hot. So here's my naked feet. So that concludes my barefoot video. If you've got any other questions, whack them down in the comments below. I might do another update either at the end of the winter or the middle of the summer. Please don't ask repeatedly, because I get the question a lot when I'm going to do a new one, but there's often not a lot to say about bare feet. It's like saying what my bare hands are doing, which is what they always do, which is lift heavy things and get stronger. Feel free to leave your experiences in the comments. It'd be really interesting to see how your experiences have differed to mine. If you're a Raynaud sufferer as well, how you're coping with winter months, things you find help. If you've got any really cool shoe brands out there, that would be amazing, because Vivos are expensive. I only bought them because they were in the sale. I ideally would love some Vibrams. They're like 5 fingers, but I can't justify over £100 on a pair of shoes. I am a very poor human being who runs her own small business and is permanently in squirrel mode. So if you like this, give me a like, subscribe. I do occasionally do barefoot videos, but I'm not exclusively barefoot. I'm predominantly like lifting and lifestyle, but I will do the odd barefoot video here and there. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Your extra questions, I'll answer them, and subscribe if you want to see more. Cheers guys, until next time. Stay strong.